Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. I've got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle at the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25 to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. It's the weekend, baby. And I'm your boy, the SuperBack Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, what? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, okay? Click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. Like that page, and not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. Now, if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real. Listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, and also click the notification button. That's the bell. That's the little bell that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, wait, please don't even tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Shut the front door. Come on, man. We have a mobile app. So here's what you do. Wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter where you get them from, okay? It just doesn't. Here's what you do. All right, you go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles. Thanks to my man Clarence, Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. And if you're watching this on our Roku channel, well, I like that kind of party, baby. Yeah. Listen, if you didn't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku device in the house, do us a favor. All right. Download Sports Zone Chicago's tile to your television. Do it. Download it. Put it right there next to Disney Plus, Prime, Max, Netflix, Hulu, Stars. Oh shit, I got to watch Power Book 3, Cadence Season 3. Damn. All right, I got something to watch after the show. That's what I'm talking about. I put it right next to Showtime, and put it right next to all of them. Right smack dab in the middle, you can watch us on the big screen. Hell, we're on the big screen right Mickey Ficky now. And I know some of the people in the chat are watching us on the big screen. Listen, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, that's CHI. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online. You want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at The Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IG or you do it just for the gram, well, just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Listen, we have a phenomenal show, but we need you to get interactive with us today. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And you know what? That's what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show. And that's you. So do me a favor. Bring them all, baby. questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here, baby. And like The Rock said, don't sing it, just bring it. Let's see who we got in the chat line, man. Ooh, we're jumping already. Woo, Charlie, that's what I'm talking about. Levette Lee, she's in the house. Good morning, Mama. You were first. You were first, Levette Lee. Yes. What did you see? What did you win? My love and affection. That's what you won, damn it. Levette Lee, Brian's in the house. What's up, Brian? I like it. I like it a lot. My man, Armando Emeterio Lara Jr., he's in the house. What's up, Papa? Junior's in the Mickey Ficky house. That's what I'm talking about. Marshawn Wall's in the house. How you doing? That's what I'm talking about. Brian, man, listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. All right, more of the usual suspects are going to chime in as the show goes on. Listen, we have a phenomenal show at 9:30. We're going to get started early at 9:30. We're going to have my man Adam Chalifoux. All right. Come in and talk Bulls. Big Bulls win yesterday, so we're going to talk Bulls. And is it a coincidence that Zach and DeMar did not play, and that looked like a really good, fluid, in-sync team? I don't know. Talk about it. We're going to talk about it with Adam Chalifoux. All right, and then my man at 10 o'clock, my man Lester Wiltfong Jr. He's the editor-in-chief over at Windy City Gridiron. He's going to call, talk some Bears with us. Man, even though it's a bye week, you still talk Bears. But till then, man, you remember him. He's been busy. I think he was out of the country. Were you in weren't you in the Galapagos or something? I'm going to ask him when he comes on, man. He's going to join me for the first segment. My man, Sam Rush, better known as Sammo. You can find him at Twitter at Big Sam. What's up, Sammo?
Hey. What's
Big
going
Sam,
on?
not bad. I forgot you. I forgot the 80 on your Twitter handle.
Yes, it's all good.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
I am wonderful. Thank you for asking. I had a kick-ass workout this morning. I got a phenomenal show. You're part of it. I love it. And I'm fired up, dude. I didn't even take a nap. I was fired. I went shopping already. I got some food for after the show, for dinner. Man, I'm ready to roll, Papa. I am ready to roll today.
Feel good Friday, huh? Feel good Friday. That's what you call that.
TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. To borrow a term from Bernie Mac. So, but guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show, we're going to do it like we always do. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Yeah. First top of the morning topic. Where the hell do you think we're going to start? Sammo, what the hell was that yesterday over on the West Side? West Side? I was like, what? Man, the Bulls with a huge victory, 120-113 in overtime. We're going to overtime against the Milwaukee Bucks in the dynamic duel of the Greek Freak and Logo Game Time Dame. Man, what a phenomenal performance. Dude, that's what Billy Donovan, that's the squad he was looking for. Man, we were led by Vucevic, 29 points, 10 boards, 6 assists. Kobe White, he had 23 points. Io, 14.6 boards, 6 assists. Andre Drummond, he is the walking double with 10 points, 10 rebounds. Hey, Sammo, what the hell was that yesterday? That looked like a cohesive, in-sync basketball team out there.
Man, that surprised everyone, right? Because
hell yeah, it did.
You got your 2 star players out, and everyone's thinking like, oh, man, we know what Bulls team we've been seeing. It's like, man, this is about to be an ugly loss. But no, they were competitive throughout that entire game, man. And they really had a 12-point lead in the fourth quarter that they gave away and had to, hit a last-second three-pointer by my guy, Alex Caruso. I love that dude, man, who sent it into overtime. And then in overtime, you figure like, man, it was a good game. We're probably going to lose this one. But no, they stepped it up, man. They continued to fight, man, and they took over in the overtime, man. And it was good to see, man. 8 players in double figures. But we have Vucevic, man. He showed out, man, against Giannis and Brook Lopez, man, to have 29 points, 10 boards against those 2 guys.
Yep.
Like, that stood out to me, man. And to play of Caruso and just like you said, the cohesiveness of the entire team. Like defensively, they played well. We seen guys who are just all played together. 32 assists in that game. I think it was the most assists in the game this year. So that means the ball was moving and they were all playing together to me. So I like
selfless basketball. All right, and that's. Man, I don't know what else. I mean, can we bottle it up? So the bottom line is now we got to trade Zach and DeMar. That's how we get this good. That's it. That's it.
That's what I got from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deuces, fellas, you out. You
That's
out.
what we thought it was coaching too. Just when we were ready to say, like, man, maybe Billy Donovan is messing this thing up. Hey, Billy's like, nope, it's not just me. Look at what I have here. Look at what I can do here. And they do show up against the good teams. It seems like they play better against the good teams than just the average and bad teams. They just, I don't know, they lay down.
They play to the level of the competition, which is a horrible, horrible thing, and for any team to do. Look, Sammo's getting mad love in the house from Brian Hendren. He's saying, "Hey, Sammo, happy Friday." My man Junior said, "Sammo." My son Walls in the Mickey Ficky house, big Sammo in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Levette Lee, she got some love for Sammo. She's like, "Sammo." That's what I'm talking about.
Hey.
Listen, well, let's keep. I just hope that they can get players. For now, you got to move DeMar. All right, it's simple. DeMar is very ball dominant. He's very he's static, and I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just that's the way he needs the ball. He needs to go 1-on-1. All right, and we don't have a floor general like we have with Lonzo Ball. Say, hey, listen. Come off the screen. Hey, you're one of the mid-range kings in the NBA. Come off a screen.
Yep.
All right, come off a screen. Have these mugs chase you. And I know you're in your 30s and stuff, and you're not your legs aren't as springy as they were, but have jokers chase you. If you think it's bad running around screens, try to get around screens. All right? Try to get around screens. If you think it's bad just coming off of screens, get an open shot, imagine chasing some mug around screens and getting elbowed and hipped and stuff as you're coming around. That ain't easy. So, we need a floor general. Since we don't have one, I think it's time to move on. I like DeMar a lot, but the way that basketball team looked yesterday is, I think, exactly what Billy had envisioned for this team a long time ago.
Yeah, we didn't see the vision. I know that I was tough on the Bulls, man. I was very
we all were
re-signing the Vooch. And, them deciding to run it back pretty much because we didn't sign anyone noteworthy, I thought, this summer. But, if you look at the way they played yesterday, then now you can see the vision. And like you said, man, maybe it's time to move on, not just from DeMar, but maybe Zach as well, man. Maybe it's time that we get some guys in here who are going to buy into what Billy is preaching and who are going to play within the system and not stop the ball. And, I think we try to, make sure those guys are getting touches a little bit too much in the game. And, I think that's what's slowing everyone else down on the team. So let's see more of what we saw last night, man. I just want to, see if they can ride this wave right now after 5-game loss. That was a big win.
And not against Milwaukee. All right, the defending champ was not the defending champ for 2 years ago. Come on, man. That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. So
championship contenders this year for sure.
We'll see what they can do against New Orleans at home on Saturday. But keeping it moving, baby. The next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks. Blackhawks fall to the Red Wings. What did I do? Oh, you know what? I didn't put banner on. Blackhawks fall to the Detroit Red Wings, 5-1. Whew, that was an ass whooping. All right. Mrazek stopped 24 of 29 shots. Lucas Reichel tallied the only goal for the White Sox, his second of the year, assisted by Connor Bedard, his 8th of the season, and Korchinski, his 5th helper of the year. You see that nice hit by Seth Jones. But this is what this is what we're expected with the Blackhawks. Like, we understand that. We understand that they're a team in rebuild mode. But they're fun. They're exciting. Anytime Connor Bedard has a puck, or hell, anytime he's on the ice, you can't leave. All right, you just can't leave. He's must watch TV because Lord knows, God forbid he gets a shot. He's got a lethal sniper. My goodness, this kid. But, they just fell on the short end yesterday at the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, that was an ugly loss, man, to a Detroit Red Wings team, man. And it's disappointing not to see Connor Bedard have a goal in the last 8 games, man. But he's still out there making plays. I will say that about him. Like, the guy, he's a playmaker. He does take shots, like you said. So he's threatening out there consistently. But I think what's disappointing about this team, man, is what they're doing on the power play, right? I think that's the talk right now. Like, we can't score on the power play, and that's disheartening. I think that's what's ailing this team right now. If we can't score, and we're giving up goals, when shorthanded goals as well. I think we are second in the league right now in shorthanded goals. It's just that's the sad part about what we're doing on the ice, man. Got to be a little bit better than that, and maybe some things turn around if we can get some goals.
Yeah, it's just going to be a process. It's not a 1-year fix. It is it's tough. It's tough when you start from ground zero, where the Blackhawks did. I mean, hell, we didn't look at our Bears. We started from ground zero. They ripped it all the way down to the studs. So, we got 2 teams who are in the middle of or just starting to rebuild. I think the Bears are further along than the Blackhawks, but the Blackhawks should be there probably sometime next season. It all depends on who they draft and who they sign, and hopefully that the Corey Perrys of the world, are kept away. And Corey Perry, had issued an apology, and all the rumors we're talking about that were circulating were not true. And actually, Kyle Davidson went, came out yesterday or the other day and said it had nothing to do with any teammates or teammates' families. So and all the rumors which were funny, but whatever. It ended up him just being drunk. He's got alcohol problems and alcohol issues, and so he came out with an apology yesterday saying, hey, he's going to get alcohol abuse help, and so that's cool. I'm glad he's getting help that he needs. It's unfortunate that he's not going to be able to be a contributor to this Blackhawks team.
Yeah, extremely unfortunate, because he's a player that they could use right now, especially and help the development of our young guy and Connor Bedard. But it is what it is, man. I think people have to be held to a higher standard in these sports, man. And you have a problem, you recognize the problem that you have, and you go get yourself some help, man. And we've all been there, though, at work functions, and there's that one guy that just takes it a little bit too far. And he's the talk of the office for the next couple of weeks or so. I've never seen someone go to the extreme of getting themselves fired, though. That's just so it had to be pretty bad. That's all I could think.
Yeah, I would imagine it was so. But at least the Blackhawks it's still fun to watch. Say what's up, my man Charles, Edward, Bingham, McDavid Senior. He's in a Mickey Ficky house. Good morning. I know you ain't working today, Mr. Car God. He has his own car washing, and so doing much today. It's all right though. That's cool. He said I need that Bears flag. He likes your flag, Sammo.
Appreciate it.
Well, they're keeping it moving. Next top of the morning topic. The Bears are 4-8. Now they have a bye week, and many questions still loom. Sammo, what do you think? How do you think Justin Fields is going to play the rest of the season? We got 5 games left. How do you think this guy? Because I think it was a huge accomplishment, beating Minnesota with no touchdowns, 2 fourth quarter almost by Justin. Yet he still had the wherewithal and the resolve. Defense got the ball back. He was able to lead a drive, hit a huge third down to DJ Moore for the game-winning field goal, to set up the game-winning field goal. Talk to me about Justin Fields on Monday.
Man, Justin is our quarterback of our future, man. I really do think that. I think that he's been handcuffed a little bit by the game plans that Luke Gessie has put in front of him. I don't think that was a really great game plan against Minnesota, but it was enough for Justin to help us win the game. because we don't win that game if Justin doesn't make that throw, man. And that was a big boy NFL throw that he made.
Yeah, it was
3 yards down the field, man, and it was a strike. I heard something on I think it was what's his name? FS1 Sports, Fox Sports. I can't think of his name right now.
Nick Wright.
Nah, the one who has the show with all of the. He used to be with Shannon Sharp. I can't think of his name right now.
Skip,
yeah. So Skip says that
Skip
throw
Bayless.
was accurate. Skip Bayless saw a clip of something. Skip was saying that he's not bought into Justin, that throw was inaccurate. It was a little bit behind. I don't know what Skip is looking at, man. That throw was on the money. DJ was sitting in the zone, and Justin threw a strike down the field, man, in the zone. So shout out to DJ and Justin, man, for that 1-2 connection being what it is. And I just feel like, man, the Bears under better coaching, and especially for Justin Fields, if someone is building an offense around Justin Fields and accentuating his talents, then, this team is going to take off, because we're only going to get a little bit better talent-wise. I think that we match up well with everyone in our division, the Vikings, the Detroit Lions, and other teams that are in the NFC. I think that we have a shot. You just have to, have some better coaching and some guys that are going to accentuate the talents, not only of just Justin, but everyone else on the team as well. Like, some guys on that defensive line who I think are playing out of position as well.
Well, I think this is it's a good time for them to reflect. All right, self-scout, as they say, and see. All right, you have a 5-game stretch here. Sammo, what do you think the Bears can finish? 0-5, 1-4, 2-3, 3-2, 4-1, 5-0. What do you think the Bears can finish?
At least 4-1, man. They could go 5-0, or finish 4-1 strongly. I think they're not facing anyone that's extremely tough. We got Detroit again, who we played really hard. We gave that game away.
Yep.
We have the Packers again.
The Browns. Well, you got the Browns right after the Detroit.
They don't have a quarterback right now.
They have nothing on offense, bro.
Nothing
good defense, but no freaking offense.
Defense, yeah, really good defense, but offensively they're struggling. So, and our defense is playing well, so I don't think they'll be able to score on us. So we just have to, put together a competent game plan to get some points on the board against those guys. But other than that,
then we got Arizona and Atlanta at home after that.
Arizona is not a good team at all. We seen what they are. They're right behind us in the standings. And then Atlanta, they're leading their division in a really bad division. I think they're below 500, and they're the leaders of their division. It's also not a good football team. So all those teams are beatable. It's just, I think, going to come down to coaching, man, and what the game plans are for Justin Fields. I'd say turn them loose, allow him to throw the ball down the field. No more of this, sideways offense where we just throwing the ball at or behind the line of scrimmage the entire game. And I think we have a shot if we do that.
My guy, Junior, and I agree. The national media has an agenda against the Bears. And I agree. I'm listening. I was watching, I can't stand Speak with Joy Taylor, and what's the dude, Shady McCoy. And
McCoy, he hates Justin, right?
He really does. And luckily he got a Packer, that one of their wide receivers, and James Jones. And he was saying, and here's what's funny. And I believe in Justin Fields. Justin Fields has shown to me that he is a winner. Okay. And everybody who disparages him, first of all, never played the game. All right. So you got people like Skip. I'm glad that what's his name? Richard Sherman went off on him 3 weeks ago. Like, you're not speaking from experience, dude. Like, when did you play? What the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? Which is true. Like, this is the only industry where you can talk about something and not experience it. Well, I watched it. Okay. Why don't you do a show about women then? See how that goes over, guys. You've been around women your whole life. Yep. I digress. The only people who are disparaging him are people who did not play the quarterback position, because if you listen to all the quarterbacks who have broken down his film, they're all saying Justin Fields is the guy. He just needs help. Chase Daniel, Cam Newton, Dan Orlovsky,
Mhm.
Kurt Warner.
Yep.
Now, they're not saying he's perfect. They're not. No, he has flaws. Let's not get it twisted. He has work to do, but they're all saying he's that dude. So when you got all quarterbacks, all right, Super Bowl winning quarterback, Kurt Warner, made a Super Bowl appearance, Cam Newton, Chase Daniel, best. I envy him. $36 million and started 5 games in his NFL career. $36 million. I want to be him when I grow up. When you get all these quarterbacks saying the same thing, I take that, their opinion, a lot more serious than other people's opinion, because you're just talking, most people are talking from a point of emotion. Like they're mad because they don't see the development that they should, that they want. And so they're shitting on Justin. No, he's that dude, bro. I agree with you. He is that dude. And just watch. And you know what the thing that people forget? They're booing Jalen Hurts. Yep. When he got to Philadelphia fans don't play. They booed Jalen Hurts. Dude, they wanted to run him out of town. They wanted to run Josh Allen out of town in Buffalo.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
His first year. So people, you got to understand. And then what do? They went and got A.J. Brown for him. First of all, they had a phenomenal line in Philly. But then you went and then Brian Daboll over in Buffalo. You went and got him Stephon Diggs. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. So, Brian, you're a fool. He's like, not sure Skip has been around women much. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying stop it. Oh, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. So you're saying, I agree with you though, Sammo. I said yesterday on another podcast, I was like 4-1. I said, you know what? I said, fuck it. I really think the Bears can win out.
They could.
All right. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Hell, you're in the NFL. Cleveland got that tough defense, but their offense sucks. Defense, here's where you can't be dropping pick sixes. All right. Here's where you have to. All right. Be relentless because you will get the ball. And can you score? I mean, you get 7 to 10 points from your defense.
Mm-hmm.
Man. All right. And then the last, and Detroit knows that we have. And I think Detroit realizes that we're not as bad as everyone thinks, as the record shows.
Yep. And
then Green Bay. But I think we're ready for them because we're a whole new team now when we face Green Bay. We're a whole new team. So, and Charles said it right, man. Instant results. It's everybody wants. All right, he's got to come in. He got to play. He's got to win. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
It's more about us than it is the other teams that we're facing. That's the thing. It's more about us and the team that we're gonna. Which team's gonna show up? That's really what it's about. I think defensively, Flus has figured some things out, and offensively, we just have to remain consistent and allow Justin to be the playmaker that he is.
Man, it's simple. And watching Cam was on Football Night in Chicago on Monday, and that's what he was saying. He's like, just keep it simple, keep it super simple. It was like, he goes, my best season. He's like, it wasn't all the technical stuff. It was doing stuff that I did well. And they got to keep it simple for him. And I don't recall a guy, well, I guess Nagy, but I don't recall the last two offensive coordinators consecutively who were just so adamant about running their system. Do it my way. And that's not how players work. It's never been that way. All right. I mean, hell, the last time it worked was with North Carolina and Michael Jordan. All right. Mm-hmm. He's the only guy Dean Smith was the only guy who kept Jordan under 20 points. You know what I mean? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I'm anxious, Sammo. And I say worst case scenario, they go 3-2. I think 4-1, but I believe they can go 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
I think because they're still learning how to win, that they're gonna lose a game that they should win in this next 5-game stretch. That's why I'm saying 4-1. And people thought I was crazy. I'm like, okay, well, they got the talent. Defense is getting more and more, awesome by the week, more and more productive. So
healthy. We'll be healthy too. We're relevant. We're relatively healthy right now, and then we have a whole bye week right now. So guys, they come back even healthier, feeling good to end this year. So I'm confident. I'm with you, man. 5-0. 5-0, baby. Let's finish strong.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Sammo, great stuff, Papa. I appreciate you joining me. We're in the top of the morning segment, man. Hey, any big plans this weekend?
Nah, man. My son plays high school basketball for St. Rita, man. They have a game tomorrow and tonight, so I'm gonna go to those and cheer him on, and that's pretty much it, man. It's a pretty chill weekend for me.
I didn't know your son went to St. Rita. That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah. He's a freshman. He's a freshman, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's my alma mater, right?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm a legend over there.
Oh, okay. We got to chop it up then. Definitely have to chop it up.
Yeah, dude. That's definitely. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Cool. Hey, you have a phenomenal weekend. Root on little man for me. All right. And here's the thing. Here's the motto. They don't use it anymore, but they had it when I was at St. Rita. The motto was accepting boys, graduating men. Boy, your son's going to come out a much better man and have a whole bunch of options for him. That's awesome. So I'm happy he's a Mustang, and I love seeing us Mustangs around.
Absolutely. Can't wait to tell him about it.
All right, cool, man. We'll see you on Monday.
All right, take it easy.
All right.
Take care, man.
Guys, that's Sammo. It's my man Sammo. We got to take a quick break. Love when he comes on, man. It's just a differing opinion. We get to have a little verbal ping pong back and forth. I love it. We're going to take a quick break, though, because on the other side of the break, my man Adam Chalifoux coming from the frozen tundra of Fargo, South Dakota. Or is it North Dakota? Wherever the hell it is. Some Dakota up there, damn it. I wasn't good in geography, although I did get the capitals right for all my states, but that was 45 years ago, 42 years ago. Who knows? Well, my man Adam Chalifoux is coming up next, talking Bulls. Woo! I still want to talk Bears. Talking Bulls with a huge win. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We're looking.
This might be your starting lineup going forward. Here is Iondo Sumu. On the push, good job on the break to get the first two.
Jump into the ball.
Inbound to Carter, finds himself open, and he scores.
Oh, wow. Get a hand up on the shooters.
We talked about pace, right? The Bucks are always looking to push. Hesitation drive, White, too.
He's just so happy to get drafted.
Yeah. Here is Vucevic with the floater. He's got 23 points tonight. Nine-man rotation. Caruso the steal. And he's going to run clock. Find Williams. Come on, fly with me. Nearly a five. Williams knocks it away. Patrick Williams with the exclamation point.
Don't fly with Patrick. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. You saw those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. That was last night, baby. That was last night over on the west side. And let me tell you, that place was rocking. All right? That place was rocking. Like I haven't seen it rock in a while. Rocking. I love it. So we're going to talk about it. My next guest, man, it's been a minute. He's been busy, but good to have him back with the Running with the Bulls podcast, Hoopstradamus podcast, and how many other podcasts? He's like a podcast master. He's up there in Fargo, North Dakota. Is it North Dakota or South Dakota? I don't know. One of them. Anyway, he's over at KVVR Sports. You can find him on Twitter at Fargo Foo. That's F-O-U-X. Man, let's welcome back to the show our guy, Adam Chalifoux. Adam, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Happy to be here. Fargo, North Dakota, KVRR. And yeah, busy man. But always got to find time to talk Bulls. And a lot to get off my chest lately. You know, it's not always fun being a Bulls fan.
No,
but,
it's not.
You know, we have opinions.
Yeah, we do. Well, give me your opinion on last night. That looked like a well-oiled, a more effective, all right, a team with more chemistry than when they looked in the past. They looked efficient yesterday. And it wasn't against some bum-ass team. It wasn't against it's against the Milwaukee Bucks with the dynamic duo of Logo Lillard, Damian Lillard, and the Greek Freak himself. So talk to me. Give me your opinion on that game yesterday. Give me your opinion first on the style of play that the Bulls had, because they were up and down the court like, whoa. Whoa.
That's the style, you know, that they've been wanting to play with, and it's been absent lately. And so it was good to see them be able to play with that kind of pace. Watching those highlights, two guys who were kind of all over those are Kobe White and Patrick Williams. And also, you know, Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan didn't play at all, you know. And so what does that tell us? It tells us that the sky's not necessarily going to fall if we get rid of them, you know. But I think it was very encouraging to see, especially Patrick Williams' last few games. He's been able to turn it up a little bit, but it hasn't always been a smooth ride with him. And I've had my doubts. But it just goes to show that the Bulls have good pieces, you know, and they got some good young players. And in the NBA, you can beat anybody on any given night. And it could be one of those things where the Bucks are thinking, oh, we're playing the Bulls backup, so we're going to blow them out of the water. You know, they go up really big early, and next thing you know, they kind of let their foot off the gas, and this Bulls team kind of claws back in. But it was definitely good to see, and a big surprise because I thought they were going to get schmacked. Let's be honest.
Yeah. The question was, you know, were they going to get blown out? I thought it was 20 or more. It was the over-under. Right? Just, you know, that was my spread. They're going to get blown out by 20. Damian Lillard, come on, man. No one can stop him. And the Greek Freak. And the thing about it is they're finally starting to learn how to play off of each other. All right? It took them a while, okay? I still don't think they're at the most efficient that they can be, but they're getting there. And what's going to be real scary is when they do get to that point of efficiency where they play off each other very, very, very well. I want to do that. You know what I love to see? I want to see a pick and roll with those two. Pick and roll with those two. I mean, because you know what I mean. I like to see and not against us, of course. Just you know, Dame giving an oop up to the Greek Freak, and you know the Greek Freak coming off a screen, and you know, are people, you know, leaving Dame and like, oh, as soon as you leave Dame open, you're like, oh shoot. You know what I mean? Because you know how deadly he is. They haven't gotten there yet. They will eventually, but they damn sure weren't there last night. And it was something great to see. You had people who were active. You had people in the passing lanes. You had Patrick Williams rebounding. There were so many things that were so awesome about last night. I was just shocked that it was the Bulls.
Any given night. And like I said, for me, the biggest takeaway, and I don't want to take anything away from that particular win. It's a nice win, but it just made me feel like, okay, we can move on from these guys if the time is right to do so. Because I just think it's time to see what we like actually have in Kobe White and Patrick Williams. And it's time to kind of like, everyone's always talking about like, oh, blow it up. You don't have to blow it up. Like you look at a lot of teams that never blew it up and they went to championships. They've won championships, right? And I'm not saying the Bulls need to like get rid of all their good players and tank. I'm not a tanker. I don't think that's good for your sports culture. Just look at Philly, right? They were like, oh, trust the process. Well, the process wound up being a fat James Harden, and just about every single draft pick was botched except Joel Embiid, who only plays 60-some games a year. So don't be talking about trusting processes, but like maybe it's time to kind of like flip your assets. And I think that's a more realistic kind of thing to look at this. And I want to see what the Bulls have when it's Kobe White and Patrick Williams. And I don't want to get rid of Alex Caruso. No matter what happens, I don't want to get rid of Alex Caruso because even if you get young, you still need culture guys. You can't just be like, all right, we're going to get a bunch of kids in here again. And we've all seen this movie in Chicago sports again. Like they get some talented young pieces. The fan base loses patience. The coach gets fired. The GM gets fired. 4 years go by and the movie starts over. We can't like keep doing that. It's time to,
Groundhog Day.
That's pretty much what it is. And like, you know, I'll call out the fans here too, straight up, like Chicago sports fans. Like you were just talking about it with the Justin Fields in the previous break here, but we got to be more patient. You don't just like wake up and like, all right, no, now it's time to win myself a championship. This isn't a video game. This is real life. You got to develop talent. There's no difficulty setting that you can slide down. It's always going to be hard. And every single other team is competing to try to build a championship team too. So it's not going to happen overnight. But then you see what happens when you give up patience too early. And, you know, we all wanted to – we'd had enough of Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, we did.
But you know what? Lauri Markkanen I'd way rather have than Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan right now.
You're damn right.
And that's
You're
something
damn
to consider.
Right.
He's
Guys,
like,
we're joined with Adam Chalifoux from the KVVR up in Fargo, talking Bulls basketball here with us on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. You know, you talked about you mentioned the guy that I loved, and that's Lowry, the finisher. He was just about to get, like, he just after his first year of literally hitting the weights, and we saw him. I was like, oh shit, like,
yeah,
he found the weight room. Then he got hurt a little bit, and then we moved on from him, and it took him a while. And it's the thing is, like, you talk about patience. That's the one thing, cue up Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses. All right, you need patience. All right, you can't just and the problem that people have, and this is because we're so used to coming in second place or not, or having the worst things happen to us. It's a self-hatred. Like, we're jealous of other people. All right, don't worry about how well Jalen Hurts developed. Don't worry about how fast Josh Allen has developed. Don't worry about, because each of those situations is completely different from ours.
Right.
From the coaching to the squad, to the offensive line, to the receiving room, to the defense, to the special teams, everything matters in the game of football. And you can't compare, but people want to compare. He did this, he did this. Well, this is a different situation. And people have to understand, and I get it, because some people aren't adept or can't see talent, or he missed that ball, so he sucks. No, you have to understand that things are a process, okay? And if you, I don't understand why everybody turned on Justin so quick. When you're dealing with a guy who had 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years, he's finally getting his second year in the same system, but his offensive line was hurt from week 1. So his 2 guards are out. So you're asking a guy to not only win, keep you competitive, but then win games, but then your protection is faulty because you're using backups. It just boggles my mind. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the Bulls. What do you think they do with DeMar and Zach? I mean, who's going to take Zach's contract? That's a big contract. We're going to have to eat some of that, or what, to get rid of him?
There is a clause in there, I believe, where they're going to have to pay some of that contract if they trade him. I believe it's 15% of that contract gets paid out by the Bulls. And that's something to be taken into consideration. You don't have to move him, but he's the guy who's going to have the highest value.
Return value, yeah.
And I think you got to start thinking about that. Like, I remember going into the season, I think it was like after the first night of the year, I looked at the Orlando Magic and I looked at the Chicago Bulls, and I had a sad realization that I'd rather be the Orlando Magic. And to use the Magic as an example here, like, not a lot of people are going to be able to name you too many guys on that team, but they got a bunch of dogs and they're all really young and they got an identity and they're exciting and they're fun. And the Bulls, in contrast, it's kind of worn out at this point. Like, we know what we have, and unfortunately it's regressing. You have DeMar DeRozan, still a very good basketball player, but it seems like he's been a little more passive this season because he's got to make room for Mr. Levine. Mr. Levine has been pretty pouty, it seems. It just seems like
very, very, yeah,
that something's off with that energy. Like, I haven't been in the locker rooms, but like we've all read the reports, and you can kind of just read the body language, and something's got to give here. And so I think with the Bulls, it's about finding the right trade partner, because you'll see the reports, and I'll point out too in specific the rumors I've seen, and you never know if these are like actually legit, if there's anything to them, or if it's just some dude in his mom's basement on ESPN Trade Machine. But I've seen Zach LaVine linked to the Charlotte Hornets and the LA Lakers. The Charlotte Hornets would be the preferred destination because of what we could get back, the Bulls could get back. What I would want the Bulls to try to get back there would be Gordon Hayward, who's an expiring contract, and that's going to make the money work. That's going to make the money work, and it's also going to make it where you can have a versatile forward, someone who's going to kind of be able to play really 2 through 4, depending on what you need, but mostly the 3 and the 4. You put DeRozan back at the 2. Then you get Terry Rozier, who's going to be a dog of a point guard and somebody who can give you some serious points. And also, like I said, just going to fit better with the other guys on that team. and somebody who you consider maybe moving on or keeping around because, he's 29. He's still got some good basketball in him. Now, I don't know how they value Brandon Miller over there, and if at this point maybe you don't get any picks back or whatever, but the other obvious guy is Brandon Miller. Now, maybe they're like, oh, hell no, you've gone too far. We're not giving you Brandon Miller. Here's like a first-round draft pick. But the Bulls got to try to – the price needs to be high. And you look at the master trader in the NBA is Danny Ainge. You got to look at Danny Ainge, and you got to realize that sometimes his best move is to not make a move. But when he's making a move, he wins that move. And that's the approach the Bulls need to make. You don't have to trade these guys right away, and you do not trade them until you're getting the right offer. And so that might require some patience, and it might require some suffering from the fan base, frankly. But when you get the kind of fit you're looking for to get back, which needs to be expiring contracts and young pieces. Unless, because I don't think you're going to get, like, you're not just going to get Luka Doncic back. You're not just going to get LaMelo Ball back. You're not going to just get somebody you can build on, like, right now. But you can get good draft picks. Now, if it's the LA Lakers, you got to say, give me all the draft picks from now until, 2042, every first-round pick. You got to bleed them. Because the value, like we talk about first-round picks and the difference between, like, NFL first-round pick and an NBA first-round pick is that pick 30 in the NFL might still be a really damn good player who can contribute, but you have a 53-man roster.
Right.
You essentially have 9 contributors on most NBA teams, if that. A lot of teams, it's like an 8-man rotation. Like, there's only going to be so many guys who are going to make a day one impact or even like be good players, because for every Nikola Jokic or Jimmy Butler or even Taj Gibson, somebody who's an all-star or a long-term contributor, you have a Marcus Fizer, like you aren't going to hit on all these picks and stuff. And it gets even riskier when you're looking at the late round ones, because a lot of those guys like don't pan out. James Johnson was, a late first round pick, didn't do anything. You can't bank on Jimmy Butler or Nikola Jokic just striking gold, like, because there's some luck that goes into that too. But you can acquire assets. If the Bulls were able to get Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, and then a bunch of draft picks, I'd be begrudgingly okay with it, because you're still getting a guy who can certainly play in Austin Reeves. And you're just getting younger, and you got to like kind of.
You can't dance though, but that's all right. So
No. But you just got to start flipping those assets. As far as DeRozan goes, I just don't know what. I don't know what team would be in pursuit of a DeMar DeRozan per se. That requires more of a fit. Like, he's a really good basketball player, but he's a little older. And so it's just when a team trades for him, they're considering what their investment is, and they're considering what's the lifetime of this investment, and is it going to be worth it to give up so many young assets? And the weird thing about that is then DeRozan is the kind of guy that a team competing for a title is going to want to pursue, because they're in win now mode. But a team competing for a title isn't going to have the kind of assets the Chicago Bulls want. And so it just kind of creates a weird dichotomy there. So I think if we're going to see someone get flipped, it would be LaVine. But that being said, when LaVine gets flipped, if and when, then I think we'd start to see other dominoes fall.
Because also, don't forget, DeMar, if you have a younger team, DeMar's not going to fit with them. DeMar doesn't run up and down the court. Exactly. DeMar's ball dominant. DeMar is, dribble. If DeMar was more come off of screens, which he may have to change up now. He can come off a screen, but he's got to do it. He's got to expend a little more energy coming off a screen and hitting his mid-range jumper coming off a screen. That's what he's got to do. He can't just set himself up because, dribble. Well, it keeps that makes that offense stagnant, and everybody else is not really in the flow of the game. So that's something that you're most likely not going to want to do, because if you got young guys, the things you want to do, you want to keep them active. They want to stay active because they're going to start bitching and moaning like, oh, I'm not in the game and he's holding the ball, blah, 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 blah. So you got to keep the ball moving, and DeMar's not that dude to keep the ball moving. So it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show you got to kind of have the right pieces. And that's the biggest issue with the Bulls right now is it's just not working. And that's like, that happens. And I think the easy thing to do is blame Acme, right? But that's not the right thing to do.
Before yesterday, yes. After yesterday, you think, oh, wait a minute, maybe that's not the issue.
I mean, I feel like you got to just kind of cut them some slack on the circumstance of the whole thing, because like no one knew that Lonzo. There's a lot of balls out there, a lot of balls, and you get them confused. But Lonzo, man, no one knew Lonzo was going to break,
or he was going to be that vital.
And the Bulls literally got their balls broke. Their balls are broke, and now they got to figure something out. And so like when you got a broken ball, you got to figure out the whole thing all over again. And that's kind of where the Bulls are at, because like so many teams are one piece away, but like it's time to cut their losses. And he was I've been on the show before. I talk about how he's the hubcap when that offense is rolling. He's the one holding all the spokes together so it's rolling and rolling efficiently, but they're not there. DeRozan and Levine straight up don't seem like they like each other. Like something is off. I don't get what it is, but just like I'm so sick of reading the reports that like, oh, the Bulls had a team only meeting after they lost their first game of the year, and everybody brought a shank and they hated each other and listened to death metal, and they told Billy Donovan he couldn't come in.
Stay out.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I'm just tired of reading these reports. Like, all right, if you're gonna be a jerk, then like see ya. And if you're gonna be a jerk, see ya. Get some fresh legs. Get younger. Just get assets. Start like. Is Joe Madden you say like embrace the suck, like because the Bulls aren't going to be a playoff team this year, and it sucks to say that, like it hurts to say that, but like they're not going to just like Levine never turned into the superstar we thought he was going to be, and he has the talent to do that. Maybe he'll do that somewhere else, but it's not working in Chicago. Like 25 a game is really good, but that was a lot better in the late 90s because a lot of guys can give you 25 a night now. Cole Anthony's going to bust out 25 tonight against the Wizards. Like, there's a lot of dudes who can give you 25, and it doesn't make them that special. What we need is 32. It's a different league, and they play faster, and Levine never took that step. And so that's the other thing. Okay, well, if you want to like fully go Levine, they had to get DeRozan to help him there. But all right, fine. DeMar's gone now. Do it, because he's good enough where you could keep him around. Like, and he's still a good asset for years to come. And then you don't have to get into that whole situation where you're paying part of his salary.
True.
But the construction right now, like they're not going to compete this year to be a good enough playoff team with how good the Eastern Conference is and how much the thing about the Bulls right now in the grand scheme of things is they're getting worse because a lot of their pieces are getting older, and the rest of the East, you look at up and down those standings, and the Atlanta Hawks are really fun and good under Quinn Snyder. The Cavs are the real deal. The Pacers are like the fastest team in the league. The Raptors are really good with Scotty Barnes. Like the Charlotte Hornets have a better record than the Bulls right now. The Brooklyn Nets got a lot of dudes who can score. And then I didn't even mention anybody who's like actually in the top 6 if it all ended today. And so the Bulls aren't getting any better. So proportionately, they're getting worse. Like, I don't think the Bulls are actually getting worse. They're probably getting a little bit better, but the
everybody
team
else is getting better.
Is getting better, and they're getting better faster. And so it's time to cut the bait. It's time to cut the bait and say, all right, how can we build for what our actual objectives are? And maybe Reinsdorf just wants to cash in checks. And we've heard that a long time. But that means making the playoffs, and this roster is not going to get it done. And so, but the real goal should obviously be a championship, because this is the Chicago Bulls. So we talk about championships. We don't talk about playoff appearances. We're not the Minnesota Timberwolves where Patrick Beverley's ripping his shirt off and dancing on the scores table because they won a damn play-in game. We don't want to be in the play-in game. The play-in game's embarrassing. We want to be in the playoffs. And so it's time to start evaluating the assets they have and building a team that's going to be a legit playoff team, but having the patience to realize it might not be this year.
He's Adam Chalifoux. Man, he had a lot on his chest today. Hey, Papa, great stuff. I appreciate it. We're going to have to get you on next week, man, because I know there's a lot more you want to say. I know that this was kind of liberating for you, and I'm happy. We're happy to have you on every single time we get a chance. I know you've been busy. But do me a favor, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Oh, yeah. We'll be on tonight, KVRR live stream. We got our KVRR Sports Extra. A lot of sickos out there who love FCS football. And if you're one of those sickos, we got the show for you. Montana State, actually, like, real talk, Shawn, check this game out tomorrow just because it's going to be fun. Montana State is the number one scoring offense in the FCS. They average 40 a game. And they're playing NDSU, who's playing or averages 38.6 points per game.
Oh, wow. Playing
up in Bozeman, Montana, number one against number three scoring offenses in a playoff game. And there's some history. It's going to be a good one. We'll be talking about that tonight. A lot of high school hoops. Still trying to get Mason Clabo and Jeremiah Sem on the Paul Blue Demons radar. Two guys, D1 talent, not enough offers out here. But yeah, you can catch us at KVRR Sports. You can catch me at Fargo Foo. That's Fargo F-O-U-X. And it's just going to be a lot of NBA tweets, some dad jokes, and a lot of, prep sports stuff. Thanks for having me on, man. Always a blast. And
we'll reach out next week, Doc, so we can get more into this.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I'll see you there.
All righty. Guys, that's Adam Chalifoux and KVVR Sports up in Fargo, North Dakota. We got to take a real quick break, because I think on the side of the break, my man, I cannot wait to get this conversation going. My man himself, the EIC editor-in-chief, my man from Windy City Gridiron, Lester Wiltfong. So keep it locked right here, folks. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
To run for 17, back he goes. Here comes Chubb. There goes the ball. Touchdown! Jones will walk at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now he'll accelerate to get the first down. Great tackles, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
So,
Dobbs to the sideline and nearly intercepted for the second time tonight by Jalen Johnson.
And watch it, and he was counting 6 points.
Instead, back to work he goes, and DJ Moore is able to break this one for a big completion. Got a good block. They fake it to Madison. Dobbs is sacked. Brought down by Brisker and Dexter. And a loss of 8 on that sack. Analytics likes this call up to 6 yards. 4th down and 3. And this one up in the air and picked off by Edwards. Jalen Johnson in there again defensively. And another interception, 3rd by Dobbs.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of ESPN. Those are the Bears, baby. Big Bears victory. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ugly is all sin, is all get out. But they don't ask for style points. They ask one question. Did you win? They did. My next guest is a good friend of the program, man. He's been rocking with us for years, and can't wait to get his take on this whole situation. He is the head man in charge, editor-in-chief over at Windy City Gridiron. He is, you can find him on Twitter at Wiltfong Jr. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Lester Wiltfong Jr. Lester, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
What's going on, Shawn? How you doing?
I am wonderful, bro. It's a phenomenal Friday. Had a kick-ass workout. Man, the show's been going great. Today's show was awesome, and it's going to even get even better now that you're on because, man, we're about to talk some Bears, baby. That's what I'm really fired up about.
Bears. There it is. There's the logo, man.
Bears. So talk to me, baby. 4-8. All right, they beat the Minnesota Vikings 12-10. No tutties. All 4 field goals. Cairo Santos. How are you feeling after the game with Justin's performance? Talk to me about that. That's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. All right, talk to me about that. 2 fourth-quarter fumbles, still able to pick himself up off the mat, lead a game-winning drive for the game-winning field goal. Give me your thoughts on Justin Fields' performance on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, the fumbles obviously are a sticking point. They're a concern. Something he's done, throughout his Bears career is, have some late mistakes. But the fact that he bounced back and, he drove him down and he hung in the pocket and finally had a chance to push the ball downfield, and he found his guy, DJ Moore, and, set that field goal up. So, I mean, that was a good finish for him. Besides the 2 fumbles, I mean, he executed what he was asked to execute, a whole bunch of screens, a whole bunch of short stuff. He did what he was asked to do. Were there some plays he probably missed when you watch the All-22? Yeah, but that could be said for every quarterback in every game in the NFL. But, as Bears fans, we're all, obviously, hypersensitive over our guy. But I thought he was fine. I mean, he was fine. The fumbles got to get cleaned up, and he knows that. But I want to see him push the ball down the field. I want to see him do what he's shown he can do. I mean, he's been good at that throughout his NFL career. He was good at that at Ohio State. This offense, I just don't understand what they're trying to do to him sometimes. Thanks,
Why
Sam.
do you think they don't? Why do you think they don't let him push it down the field? Because when he does, he's hitting big shots. Okay. It's moving the chains. It's you talk about momentum either momentum shifters or continuing the momentum that they have. Why do you think they don't throw the ball downfield? For the people who want to say you can't read defenses, that right there tells me that I can't talk football with you because you don't know jack shit. Because he's moved, he's held defensive backs, linebackers, so he can throw to open windows. We've seen it. It's been documented, not just by me, but by other quarterback people. So when people say, well, he can't read defenses, like, okay, now I know what category to put you in. Why do you think Getsy doesn't push the ball downfield? Like, you got dude, you realize DJ Moore, if he averages 60 yards the rest of the year, he'll have 1,300 yards. Yeah. 60 is all he needs a game.
I mean, there's a real chance that he could be the all-time single-season record holder for the Bears. I mean, him and Fields have a good connection. I mean, that's something they could possibly do. Man, I wish I knew the answer to that question. Why they don't push the ball? I just saw earlier this morning. It was from one of those analytic charts they kind of showed, and it's like Justin Fields' EPA when pushing the ball downfield. He's among the league leaders, and we saw this again going back to his rookie year. We saw it some last year. But for some reason, they're kind of, scaling things back. They wanted to play the point guard role. Maybe that's just what Getsy knows. Maybe that's just who he is, and he'll never change, which sucks because we kind of saw the stubborn thing with Nagy, and it didn't work out. It's you have to evolve around your quarterbacks. You have to evolve around your talent. I mean, this was the best running team in the NFL last year. And then they come into this year and they want to change the offense up. No, don't change the offense. Tweak the offense. Do what you did last year, what was successful. You know, I'm not a huge fan of running quarterback power a whole bunch of times, but you know what? That's the offense. That's what you got to do. Run that. Give the threat of the read option. Give the threat of the RPO. You know, let Justin Fields do his thing and let him push the ball downfield because he can do it. And this is the NFL in 2023. The dink and dunk stuff. Come on, get out of here with that crap.
Dude, Gary Crowton was smiling and sitting back in his recliner.
Yeah,
Gary Crowton's like, I knew they love my offense. You know, I agree with you, dude. I really just don't understand why you're just literally putting the handcuffs on him. Just take him off. Let him do what he does best. You saw what formula worked last year. All right. Let him run. Okay. And if he's having a problem or people aren't getting open, then say, hey, listen, first read, second read, run. That's simple. First read, second read, run. And if they decide to use a spy, well, guess what? Now there's going to be more openings, especially if they're running zone, because you're taking a guy out of coverage. So it just doesn't. I understand why offensive coordinators don't want to change because of their ego. My offense, my way, my this. But man, the great offensive coordinators are the ones that adjust. And why Getsy won't adjust? You don't have Aaron Rodgers. All right, you don't have him. Justin Fields does not play like Aaron Rodgers. He's got legs. He can run. Use those to his ability, and he just chooses not to. I don't know.
It's a weird situation as Bears fans because you know we saw the what they could do last year. And I've said this the last few times I've done some of the guest spots. It's like last year was a 3-win team. The Bears stunk, but we had fun watching that offense because we saw the potential. We're like, okay, I can see how you add a couple pieces here. You tweak the O-line. You get them an actual playmaker at receiver. I can see where this offense can go. He did it. Here comes the offseason. They bring in Nate Davis. They draft a right tackle. They get DJ Moore. You know, we're like, okay, we see it coming.
Yeah,
this is why a lot of us predicted the Bears to have a jump and play. I wasn't predicting a championship. I figured they would be in the playoff mix. I figured 8-9 wins would kind of be in there. And technically, they still have a chance for 8 or 9 wins. But that's why we're so disappointed. This should have been better. I mean, the Bears had lost 2 games this year by historical fashion. They blew the worst ever, lead against the Broncos. They should have won that game. And then against the Lions, what they have, that ridiculous yardage,
or touchdowns, 40,
it's like, what?
40 minutes.
How do you blow that? 2 historical losses.
But they had a historical win, so
they did. So if
that Bears balance.
If the Bears just pull off a couple extra dubs earlier, and that goes to coaching, they're in the playoff hunt. So I you gotta make a change of coaching because they're not getting it done.
We're 6-6 right now. The Denver and the Lions game. We're 6-6. It's a whole different conversation. Talk to me about the coaching. All right. Eberflus is the man for now. Getsy is hopefully he should have been the scapegoat. He should have been fired, but whatever. That means they don't have enough confidence in Andrew Janocko to run this offense, which I understand. Your thoughts on Eberflus coming back next year, or is he gone? And is there a scenario where you can see, if you think Eberflus is gone for sure, is there a scenario that you see where he could come back?
Man, I don't know what George McCaskey and the Bears, they always do the wrong thing. So it's hard to have confidence in they're going to make the right decision. You got to somehow, some way line it up. You got to line up at whatever quarterback it is. If they stick with Fields, fine. If that's what they're going to do, then, if you bring someone in, he has to be on board with that. What are the odds that you're going to bring a new head coach in, whoever it may be, and like, hey, you're coming in, but this is your guy. You got to deal with him. Because then, if he doesn't have full belief in that, or if he doesn't think he can run what he wants him to run, now we're doing a whole thing again in 2 years. You have to find a new quarterback. So you got to line it up, head coach, offense, quarterback. If it's Fields, great. I'm a Fields fan. I want it to work out here. I just think that ship has sailed. I think they're going to go a different route. I think if Flus is gone, I think they got to bring in a new quarterback. And just because I think that's, again, you want to line it up. If Flus stays, which, like I said, George McCaskey always does the wrong thing. I hope they get a new offense in here because Getsy has proven now in this whole season He's inconsistent. He's conservative. And I'm sure some of that is taken from his head coach. Falus is a defensive guy. Most defensive guys are by nature conservative. That's just how it kind of happens. So I'm sure Getsy has some of that from him. But it's not working out. The marriage between, head coach, play caller, quarterback, it's just not working. So you got to make a change.
If Harbaugh is, and that's a lot of the rumors, and that's what us meatball fans want him, and I think he'd be a perfect fit. If they can come to the decision on the power structure, because Harbaugh is going to want a lot of power.
Yeah.
Harbaugh's coached against Justin Fields, lost to him twice. No, did he beat him? No, he lost to him twice.
Probably lost. Yeah.
Do you think that Harbaugh would be like, hey, I've already worked with a guy like this. I've already made a success of a guy I went to a Super Bowl with a guy like this. They got a stud defense, or a stud defense is emerging on that team right now. I could take that dude. Do you think Harbaugh wants the fresh dude, or hey, I got a QB right here who, with my tutelage, can get us to the Super Bowl?
I mean, if you're going to go that route, I'm not opposed to Harbaugh. If he's the guy, I'll talk myself into it. I just would like to see a young offensive coordinator, like a Ben Johnson type, come in and kind of put his stamp on the organization. But like I said, Harbaugh's he's won everywhere he's been, but he brings a lot of drama. So is the situation where he comes in with, is he going to want full power? Is that going to mean Ryan Poles now has to take a step back? Are they going to keep Poles? If they clean house completely, then maybe Harbaugh's on the table, because now he comes in, he can get his own GM handpicked. They kind of work together, and then I think if it is Fields, I think that might be the best way to go. But again, man, it's Harbaugh. You never know. He comes in with an ego. There's just a whole other set of problems there that I'm not sure at George McCaskey, because again, we're talking George. He does things.
But is
weird,
he gonna step back though? Because you got Kevin, you got a buffer. You got Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles who are going to make that decision. Usually
that is George, the $1 million question, right?
Yeah.
Does Kevin Warren have full autonomy? If that's, look, George McCaskey has proven, he even talks about it. He doesn't know football. He's a fan. Hire a guy and get the hell out of the way.
Yeah,
that's what I hope has happened
here. Dude, shit.
Yeah, I hope that is what happens here with Kevin Warren, and then let Warren sink or swim. It's his show. Let him run his thing. Yeah, you're the chairman. You're the owner. You got to have your say so. But at the end of the day, know who you are. If you're not the guy,
know your jabroni, and shut your mouth.
Exactly. Let Kevin Warren run the show, and if Warren wants to go that route, let's sink or swim, and let him do it.
Guys, we're joined by Lester Wiltfong, editor-in-chief, the head honcho over at Win. We're talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. I don't think Poles is gone, and here's why. If you don't make that Montez Sweat deal and extend him, if you're letting him go, you don't allow him to make that deal. You don't allow him to make that deal. My opinion, he's here. I assume he's going to be here just literally because of that alone. That's a huge commitment. You made him the highest paid defensive lineman not the highest, the second in the top 2 in the NFL.
He's up there, yeah.
Okay. You don't do that to your GM if you're going to fire him, because those are resources you can use for somebody else or for the next GM, which is why I don't think he's gone.
Same. As soon as the Sweat trade happened, I'm like, yeah, that's it. Poles is probably going to last. And I'm fine with that. His first year he had some hits and misses. His second year he's had some hits and misses, but overall his batting average is pretty high. His rookie class from the last 2 years looks pretty good.
Draft picks are really good. Yes.
Everyone says, what about Velas? Oh, come on. No one is 100%. You're going to have some misses there. He thought he was getting a guy. Maybe he talked himself. Maybe he kind of overthought it a little bit, but for the most part, his draft classes look good. His undrafted free agents have looked pretty good. The talent is rising on this team, and that's mostly because of Ryan Poles and what he's done there. I think he's in, and because I think he's in, this is why I don't think they're going to go Harbaugh, because like you said, Harbaugh, the rumor was in San Fran he wanted full control.
So if you don't get Harbaugh, do you just, is Poles that just cutthroat? Were you Ricky Renteria a guy, and he's like, you know what, Greg Roman, get your ass over here. You're a offensive consultant this year because we have to make sure that the year finishes up strong. And in the meeting, like, you're just going to be our offensive consultant this year. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Because you put a Greg Roman calling that offense. Because if we're going to get Harbaugh, fine. Give me the next best thing, and that's Roman. And I know everyone likes the new coordinator from the Lions, and that's cool, and he's done a great job. But give me, you know what? Why are we going with the new guy? Why are we going with someone? Why don't we, we're ready with the new guy with Eberflus. We're ready with the new guy in Poles. We're ready with the new guy. Why don't we who's proven? Why don't we get a guy who's developed quarterbacks like Justin? Everybody's not like Justin. Why don't we go get a guy who will maximize Justin's skill set? Greg Roman will maximize Justin's skill set. It just boggles my mind. I think bring him in now. All right. I need you to just review tape. That's all we're going to do. We're going to pay you 6 figures of review tape. Wink, wink. Because this guy, we're not going to fire. Why they don't? I don't know. But we're not going to fire Getsy in season. But he's already here. And if you do go Harbaugh, guess what? Your guys are already here.
Yeah.
Jimmy, your guys are already here. I don't know, dude.
The thing that sucks so bad is we've seen the bones of the Getsy offense do stuff that Field works with. We've seen him do it. We've seen the jet sweeps, the RPOs, the moving pockets, the play action. We've seen it work. We've seen it put up points.
Yes, we've seen it.
So I mean, it's somewhere in his ass to do it. He's just not doing it consistently. So yeah, I mean, if it's, I don't know. I look at Roman. I mean, that's definitely a guy that's on the table because of what he's done, obviously in the past, he can do it, but it's not like it's something that other coordinators can't do. Getsy's showing he can do it. It's just not consistent. I'm not sure what they're going to do. It's just going to be such a strange final 5 games for the Bears, because if Fields is great and if somehow Eberflus saves his job, and then you run it back next year, and then it's what we saw with the Nagys last year. They held on to it 1 year too long and ended up blowing up in their face, and they had to restart anyway. So that's why I keep going back to line it up. You got to line everything up on the same timeline so they're all in it together, so they all know what they have to do to get the thing going. And it sucks because we're like, man, that's another rebuild, another reset for our franchise that we've been putting up with this shit for a decade now with pace. And it's like, but that's what you got to do until you get the quarterback spot completely 100%, no doubt about it, right. You're just an also-ran in the NFL.
Yeah, you are not lying. Talk to me about the defense. You talked about Justin Fields. I think he's a guy. I just need consistency from him. Again, I'm not absolving him from anything. He's got to play better at certain times. He's got to protect the ball at certain times, but that dude is a winner. And I think if you take him out, I think you're going to destroy that locker room, because you saw after the game when he said he apologized after Coach Flus was talking, said, hey, sorry about those 2 fumbles, way to stick behind me. The way they rallied around him, but quickly rallied around him. You take him out, you're going to decimate that locker room. And I think it's going to be a lot longer than 3 or 4 or 5 year rebuild. It's going to be one. But let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Talk to me quickly about the development of Javon Dexter Sr.
Yeah, I like Dexter. I mean, I'm not sure if he's going to be your long-term, 3 tech. He definitely has the quickness to do it once he puts it all together. His
power,
he's still working on. He has the power. I mean, he is, the thing about Dexter that's so nice is he can play in any scheme. I mean, he could play your nose, he could play a 3 tech, you can go out to 5 tech if you're going to run a 3-man front there. So I think Dexter's he's definitely one of the building blocks. But the defense overall is played well. I mean, yeah, they're going against some bad offenses, but still they're making plays. They're getting turnovers,
dropping turnovers.
But honestly, you would expect this to happen because this is why Flus was brought in. He's a defensive guy. He came in here to kind of build up the defense. They gave him a ton of assets. They got 5 day 2 picks they drafted for him. They signed two linebackers. They traded for Montez Sweat. So he better have this defense playing well this year.
And he does. Last question before we let you go, Lester. As always, I appreciate your time, Papa. Bears record, last 5 games. 0-5, 1-4, 2-3, 3-2, 4-1, 5-0. What do you think they go the last 5 games, this last 5-game stretch?
I just wrote an article that went up last night, and I would not be surprised if they see him go 3-2 down the stretch. To be honest with you, there's some bad. I mean, this team should have won games early. This is an easy schedule.
Yeah.
So I mean, they can they beat Detroit? Yeah. I mean, we just saw them almost beat them. Now they got the Lions at home. They're coming off their bye. If the Bears beat the Lions, I would not be surprised if they swept out the final 5.
I said it last night. I'm like, I said 5-0, and people thought I was crazy. I'm like, they can do it. I'm like, but somehow I said, I don't know if they're sure how to win yet. I know last week was Monday was a huge obstacle they overcame. But I said 4-1. I said, but don't be surprised if they go 5-0. 4-1, I think they can. And dude, how crazy would that be? There's your 8 or 9 wins right then and there. 8 wins, maybe 9 right there. Because I said 10 wins, and all of a sudden it's a whole different story now. After it's after the way we started. Lester, great stuff, Papa. I appreciate it. I know you got to run, and I want to be respectful of your time. But do me a favor, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
WindyCityGridiron.com. We also do the video stuff at Second City Gridiron on YouTube. You can catch me on Twitter, X, whatever you call it nowadays, at Wiltfong Jr.
Great stuff, Papa. We'll be in touch soon. Bear the freak down, baby. I cannot wait. Bye now. Guy Lester Wiltfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron talking Bears with us. I am fired up. Man, we had to get him off. He had a time constraint. I had him off by 10:30 and got him off in time. Perfect. Listen, let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, let's wrap it up with a nice little bow. I want to talk a little more Bears. All right. There's a couple things I really want to talk about. I talked about a little yesterday on the Bears Den podcast. You guys got to tune into that on Thursdays. All right. Thursday night at 8:30. I do that here on Sports Zone Chicago in conjunction with War Media. We do that. Myself, Saul Rodriguez. All right. Joe Tanksley. We do just kind of a review of the game. We played a preview of the game of next week's game. So make sure you check out the Bears Den here on Sports Zone Chicago and War Media on Thursdays at 8:30. But listen, let's take a quick break. All right. Take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, all right, we'll finish up with some Bears talk, put a nice little bow on it. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Off the fake. Fields against the grain. Finds Jesse James. Field. With time. Delivers down the field. And Cowboys. Made one way. Fields stumbling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Do you know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am, whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
And Edwards came down with it. Here's Fields. He keeps. Has the edge and has a nice carry and run. First down. Got a good block from Tunyon. Yannick Ngakoue just limped off the field for the Bears. This one is intercepted by Chicago. And Kyler Gordon. Justin Jones was bobbling it. And Gordon came away with it. Fields lets it go. DJ Moore has it down inside the 15. Play clock at 4. Good snap, good hold, good kick. Bears are back on top with 10 seconds to go.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of ESPN. Whew, that was awesome. That was great stuff. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it was pretty. The bottom line is you won. All right. The bottom line is that, you know what, it's all about perspective. Why people are so anti-Justin Fields, I have no idea. Why so many NFL players are anti-Justin Fields. But I think they want to take. You know, they want a hot take. Or they just want to join the bitch fest and stop it. All right. Nothing happens quickly. And the fact that people want to compare Justin Fields' situation to other people's situation is ludicrous. Ludicrous. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Sorry. You know, but it literally is ludicrous because all situations are different. Okay? Like Shady McCoy, like I'm done with you. Like you're just constantly talking about he's not good. Joy Taylor, you either. Like I can't take a lot of these guys serious. Like Richard Sherman went off on Skip. Like you're coming from a spot of just a fan. Like listen to these quarterbacks. All right, listen to quarterbacks who have been successful in the NFL. I know Chase Daniel wasn't a success. He only started 5 games, but there's a guy by the name of Cam Newton. He was league MVP, and he has a very similar skill set as Justin Fields. You got Dan Orlovsky, great analyst, marginal quarterback, great analyst. Kurt Warner, Super Bowl winning quarterback. They all take Justin Fields as the dude. Give him time. But everyone, all these little armchair, I've never played the game before in my life, jamokes are like, oh no, he's got to go, reset it, drive Caleb Williams. How the hell you know Caleb Williams is going to be better? I heard someone, and I hate it. I hate when people say it, and you know, well, Caleb Williams is better than Justin Fields. Caleb Williams has not had one snap in the NFL. And if you want to bring up, which you can, if you want to bring up his college, he's nowhere near as good as Justin was in college. Justin got his team to the college football playoffs his 2 years at Ohio State. And if you want to come and argue with me, well, he had a better team. Aha! So that means you need a team to do well. You need a team to do well. It's not individual, so that means it's not wins and losses are not a quarterback stat. It's a team stat. So now that the team is getting better, now we'll see. Now the defense is feeling itself and playing with a lot of confidence, now we'll see. Now that Justin Fields overcame adversity from 2 fumbles in the fourth quarter, not in the game, in the fourth quarter they came over. And how many times would the Bears have lost this? How many times? Every single freaking time before a Monday night. They would have lost it. Every time. Am I right? Do you believe me? 2 fumbles in the fourth quarter, Bears would have folded. But the defense didn't fold. The defense says, no, we're going to get you the ball one more time. They got him the ball one more time. And just as resiliency said, you know what? Damn it. They gave me the third opportunity, and I'm going to live up to it. People don't understand, many people don't understand what a mind blow that is, or a mind hype up that is. When you finally overcome something that you hadn't been able to do before, it was a first division win, with this coaching staff, first division win on the road. with his coaching staff. You finally got over two hurdles, a division win and a win on the road, division win on the road. And if the most important thing was when Eberflus said, imagine the great things you're going to do from here on out. Because now they've already crossed, they got past an obstacle that was in their way. How many times did the Bears snatch defeat from the jaws of victory this season and last season? How many times? How many times did you hear me come on to say they just don't know how to win? The last Detroit game, what did I tell you when I was watching the game? I was like, listen, Detroit knows how to win. The Bears just don't. The Bears only made it 12 points. That's only 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns and the Bears are trailing. The Bears don't know how to win yet. Detroit does. Now they're on the other. They've tasted some success. Now they truly believe in themselves. I told you, it's human nature. We have confidence in things that we're trying or stuff that we do, but we don't have real confidence until we're successful in it. Until we are successful in it. It's the old fake it till you make it. Well, I know I could do this. Yeah, I can make X amount of dollars. I could do this. I can do that. Cool. You know you haven't, so there's still some doubt. And once you get it, once you achieve what you said you can do, sky's the limit. Watch and see how free this team plays. And they have an axe to grind with Detroit. We should have beat Detroit last time. So there's something, there's going to be added incentive. I want to see somebody knock the shit out of Dave Montgomery. Hey, you're my boy, but you're a rival on Sunday. Not this Sunday, the 10th. But you're my rival. We go out there, we could kick it, after the season, but not today. Somebody set the tone. Somebody set the tone. And I don't care if I want it to be Dave Montgomery because he was talking a lot of shit. He wasn't talking a lot of shit. He was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm excited to play it." When they asked him in a revenge game. All right, how about someone knock the dog shit out of Amon-Ra St. Brown, coming across the middle, drive your rib chest and your face mask into his ribs. How about the quarterback? How about you get him and you put your face mask or drive your ribs in his back? See, people, there's a way to be intimidating that's legal. It's borderline with the new little sissy-ass rules, but they're still legal and borderline. We don't have the desire not to win, to dominate, Junior, my dominator. We don't have the desire to dominate. And I think last week's game, or Monday's game, was a step in the right direction. Jalen Johnson, if you had that desire to dominate, you don't drop those last 2 pick sixes in your last 2 games. You don't do it. Because you take those those interceptions to the house, they're talking. They're talking big time. Around the NFL, not the NFC North, around the NFL. Man, that dude had 2. He had 2 in 2 weeks. He's got 3 pick sixes this year in a contract year. The desire to dominate, the desire to be the best, the desire to destroy your opponent isn't there yet. Shorty, that's the only issue. If they do win out, that means the coaching staff will remain. Yes, there may have to be a fall guy. But listen, if they do win out, the question then becomes: has Getsy finally relented and adapted the system to Justin? Because you heard Lester, he's done it. He's done it last year and this year. But then after last year, we're like, okay, great. I can't wait for 2023. Then he starts off this year, the same old bullshit he started with in 2022. So Justin had to put him on blast, put him on Front Street. Man, maybe it's the coaches that give me too much. Let me play. Getsy, if you let him play, you will not regret it. You will not regret it. Make it easy. Quarterbacks, MVP, Super Bowl quarterback Cam Newton said, let it be simple. Make it simple for him. He's no justice as Justin was 15 or 16. He's like, keep it simple. Keep it super simple is actually what he said. Justin Fields is the talent. All right? He's a talent. He is the type, and you're going to ask, if you want to ask the question, is he the guy to take you to and win you a Super Bowl? Yes. You'll win because of him, not with him. I heard a caller earlier today just adamantly say he's not the guy. I'm like, dude, you don't know shit. And another guy said, hey, listen, if you forget, everyone talks about these great quarterbacks. Terry Bradshaw, in his first 4 years, had more picks than touchdowns. And then Gabe Ramirez was on, and I like Gabe, but I don't think he's very knowledgeable in sports. He has his opinion, and that's cool. But he said, are you trying to compare Justin Fields to Terry Bradshaw? And then a guy called up and was like, Terry Bradshaw was horrible his first 4 years. And truth be told, they didn't win the Super Bowls because of Terry Bradshaw. They won the Super Bowl because of the steel curtain. Let's keep it a buck. They gave short fields to Bradshaw. They got turnovers for Bradshaw. They got pick sixes for the team. And Bradshaw had help. He had John Stallworth. He had Lynn Swann. He had Benny Cunningham. He had Franco Harris. So if you give Justin 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, Justin is so different than most quarterbacks, than all quarterbacks. Because you may have a guy who can run, like you talk about Lamar, but Lamar doesn't have that stature. Lamar doesn't throw a ball as good as Justin Fields. He doesn't. And this is why I told you, I truly believe that the regime at Hallis Hall is already in on Justin Fields. They're already in. You know, and he also said you can't compare him to Joe Montana. Like, yeah, but Joe Montana had Jerry Rice. He had John Taylor. He had Brent Jones. He had Roger Craig. He had that sick defense, Akina Turner, Ronnie Lott. We're getting the defense here. We're getting it. Man, these youngsters are playing well. The addition of Montez Sweat is awesome. I was telling Nomad, we were on Twitter. I was like, Nomad, if I'm Ryan Poles, first day of free agency, I'm flying my jet to wherever this Mother Hubbard lives, to wherever Daniil Hunter lives in the offseason, and saying, I'm not leaving until we come to an agreement. You put Montez Sweat on one side, you put Daniil Hunter on the other side, you have Andrew Billings at the nose, you have Javon Dexter Sr. at the 3-tech. You do not need to blitz anymore. You do not need to blitz anymore. You want to get home at 4? Bingo. There's your 4. You think TJ Edwards is having a hell of a year leading the NFL in tackles? Wait till he gets those people in front of him. Wait till he gets those people in front of him. And then you add a Marvin Harrison Jr. in the draft. Shut the front door. See, not Getsy. Ryan Poles has gone out and gotten nasty linemen. He was an offensive lineman. He understands this. He got Tevin Jenkins. We've seen Tevin Jenkins work. We've seen him push people off to the goddamn field and keep him there because the whistle hadn't blown. Then he signs nasty Nate Davis. Nate Davis is a stud. He's nasty like Tevin Jenkins. Then he drafts Darnell Wright, who's nasty like Tevin Jenkins and Nate Davis. Now we go get Cedric Van Pran, that kid from Georgia, the center. Add him to the mix. Come on, man. Sammo, I want him so bad too. I could taste it. Because that secures our defense. Now we have a Super Bowl winning defense. Now we have a Super Bowl caliber defense. With Jalen Johnson the way he's playing, Tyreek Stevenson the way he's playing. Hell, even Terrell Smith, who was substituting for Tyreek Stevenson last week or on Monday, showed he's more than capable. Kyler Gordon's having a phenomenal year. As soon as he came back, he was balling. Now, can Eddie Jackson get back into the mix? I don't know. What did it sound good versus Shorty? Pause. What did I say? What did I say that I needed to pause? Type it in. What did I say? Obviously, you both got it. But man, and you know what? Oh. Pause. Oh, man. You guys are stupid. Oh, but there's our defense. You go get a center, and I'll tell you what, Braxton Jones, man. Braxton Jones is doing a hell of a job. Oh, you guys love it. Braxton Jones got stronger. Apparently, working out with Olin Kreutz in the offseason helps offensive linemen. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? Shorty, you're a fool. It's for the rib muscle. You know, here's the thing that people, and you want to be greedy. Okay, I said on this show, I've said on other shows as well, I think the ceiling for Braxton Jones is an above average left tackle. Above average left tackle. Because he was great last year in run blocking. Man, you can get out there, move, get up to the second level. He was great in pass pro unless you bull rushed him. If you bull rushed him, he was horrible. There were no way, very few times you couldn't beat him with speed. You couldn't beat him with a move. You couldn't beat him with a counter. You couldn't beat him with a twist. Okay? Big dancing bear. He was able to stay with people and stay in front of people. But when they decided to go through him, he didn't have that weight in his ass or that strength to anchor. Well, that's all changed. And that's going to continue to improve. Another offseason in the weight room. You don't think that dude's doing squats? You don't think that dude's doing deadlifts like a son of a gun? You don't think he's practicing anchoring, keeping his ass low? You don't think he's working on his punch so when he stays low and is able to punch? Come on, man. So if he continues to progress, I don't think you need to address a left tackle high in the draft. And if he is an above average, top half, if he's 12, 15 in the league, if he's rated as the 12 or 15th rank, 12 to 15th ranked offensive tackle, I'll be more than happy. I'll be happy as a pig in slop. And the only issue that I have is the concern of Tevin Jenkins, his health. his health. That's the only issue. Although if not, then you got Ryan Poles. You got to go out and get another dog. You got to go out and get another nasty son bitch who plays guard. You got to go out and get somebody who's got a lot of anger issues, who takes it out and releases it on the football field, who plays offensive guard. You've got to go do that. You've got to go do that. Because you got dogs on, man, you're getting dogs on the defensive line. Andrew Billings, Montez Sweat, Javon Dexter, as he gains more and more confidence through the more and more success, he's a dog. And you go get Danielle Hunter. Come on, man. You literally got 4 dogs across that defensive line, that defensive front. You got 4 dogs. Not 2 and not 3 possible. You got 4 legit dogs. What are we talking about, Brian? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going to get better. Let Jones go against Sweat and Hunter every day at practice. You're damn right. You're damn right. There's no better way to improve than playing against 2 dogs like Montez Sweat, and God willing, we get him in the offseason. Knock on wood, Danielle Hunter. Man, that defense would be legit. So, Sammo, you want to start Terrell Smith instead of Tyreek Stevenson, release Bojack, and sign Antoine Winfield? Why you want to get rid of Bojack? I mean, he's older, yes. When guys start making plays, is that infectious? Because if if Bojack starts making plays, you, me, and the entire Bear Nation knows what that means. Okay? We know what that means. We've seen Bojack make some plays. And you know, they come in bunches. Turnovers come in bunches. What if he starts? And if you want to go younger, I'm just asking. Hey. You know, old, costs a lot. Okay. What if he starts, and we have to depend. What if he starts making plays? Because you have a lot of young guys there. You're going to want a veteran back there. You're going to want a veteran somewhere in that secondary. What I say is you go draft his replacement now. You go draft his replacement in the 4th or 5th round. You go find somebody. All right, there's going to be guys who were studs, who, like Eddie Jackson, were injured. Give me ball hawking, big hidden free safeties. Give me a ball hawking, big hitting free safety. I'll take a guy who might get a flag for hitting a defenseless receiver. Who the hell cares? You know who cares? The opposing team. The opposing wide receivers. If you hit one of their guys like that and you crack a rib, or he's out of the game due to concussion protocol, they're thinking, yeah, it's a contract year, or yeah, I don't know if I want to do all that. Yeah. We don't need to free up money for Hunter. We got money. We have money. So we said it's $75 million still for next season. After the signing of Montez Sweat, we got money. The Bears have money. But you tell me, we're up there. We are literally up there with the best defensive lines in football. If we go sign Danielle Hunter, hands down, we're in the top 5. Philly, San Fran, the Chiefs. You want to throw the Ravens in there? The Bears are right in that mix. If you go and sign Danielle Hunter. Ryan Poles has work to do. Ryan Poles has work to do. He's got some decisions to make. He's got Daniil Hunter to woo to get over. And here's the thing: you don't have a lot of bullshit sales speak to give him. He's played us twice. He knows what we got over here on defense. He's not stupid. We're a division rival. He knows exactly what we have over here. He knows exactly what kind of impact he would have if he came to this defense. He knows exactly. Wait a minute. I got a Montez Sweat on the other side. I got two dudes collapse in the pocket from the inside. And they have to double team Billings because otherwise he's gonna bust up the middle every single play. That leaves three offensive linemen for 3 defensive linemen. And if you ask an edge rusher, they want one-on-one. Dude, they love one-on-ones. Because if you don't double team Billings, your quarterback's nowhere. So what are you going to do? You're going to double team Montez Sweat? Okay, then Billings is going to crush the pocket from the inside. So will Javon Dexter. This is why Ryan Poles isn't going anywhere. Look at what Javon Dexter has done. Remember all the jamokes who think they know shit? Oh, well, he ran a 2-gap, so he's gonna okay. It's not about what he ran in college, it's about what you see in him, what your potential. What are you watching? What you see in this guy that makes you think he can be dominant? Well, I don't know. He's got this. Okay. I've told you right from jump. Oh, I've seen how explosive he is. I saw on film how powerful this is, how explosive he can be. He just got it's just a rewiring of the brain. I don't need to explode into my guy. I need to explode past my guy. And it looks like he's got it. That's why you don't listen to people who don't talk football. When you want good football advice, you listen to people who played football and coached it at a high level. Not Skip Bayless. Not other people who want to give you their fan opinions. Okay, cool. It's a free country. You're more than welcome. But it doesn't mean it's worth shit. There's a lot of good podcasters who are really good at analyzing because we played it and coached it at a high level. Those are the people you listen to. You listen to a person about players. Listen to players who played their position, or listen to coaches who've had to coach and game plan against them. Don't listen to former players who are just like, oh well, like Shady McCoy, like dude, like you're giving it's. I don't know. Justin is your girl, Justin Fields fan on the down low, and she, you know what I mean? What's your axe to grind with Justin? I don't know. But this team is going to be. I'm telling you, I'm thinking more than 4-1. I say 5-0, but I'm more realistically 4-1. One of those games, Cleveland or Green Bay, they're going to screw up. But man, 2 hours is come and gone. Awesome show. I want to thank my guest, Sammo, Big Sammo, for coming on in the top of the morning segment. Our verbal ping pong. I love being able to talk sports with you, Sammo. It's awesome. I want to thank Adam Chalifoux from KVVR up in Fargo. He's from Chicago, but he's just working out there now. Talking Bulls. And I want to thank Lester Wiltfong Jr. for coming out talking Bears with us. Great stuff. No, you're right. No, bleep. Great. Fuck Green Bay, Luis. Rise and grind, Papa. Fuck Green Bay. Hands down. But anyway, you got me fired up. Guys, going to be a phenomenal weekend this week here in Chicago. If you're in the Chicagoland area, a little rainy today, a little cold, cooler. And next weekend's going to actually be 50, almost 60. Crazy. Have a good weekend. Enjoy. This is going to be replayed again today at 6 o'clock. So make sure if you missed any part of it, you can go back and check it out at 6. 12:15, we have Second City Sports. Tomorrow we have the Smoke Fellas. And then, you know what? I will see you on Monday. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Council, our social media guy, my co-host, Adam Sensha, Maya Kai. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal weekend. Tell your loved ones that you love them because, you know, as I always say, tomorrow is not promised to anyone. All right, go. I'm your boy, the SuperBack. And guess what, folks? I am out.